Hey, I hope you like the new animation that I threw at the beginning of this video. Trying out some new things. I hope you enjoy it. And, maybe if you like it enough, I will keep doing stuff like this. I'm just trying to make my videos better for the viewers. Anyway, getting on to today's topic. Now, me being a YouTube user, I like to look at other videos too. I like to watch my own, of course, sometimes. But the majority of the time I like to watch other people's. And I was watching this video of the Reds and Cardinals fight that happened last season. Now, I don't watch it because I like to watch people fight. I watch it because it's entertaining, and it's entertaining in a way that you never see it. You never see players fight in professional sports because they're supposed to be classy. Well, I read some of the comments that people leave behind on there, and they start ragging on the Cardinals. Of course, these are Reds fans that are doing this, and you get the occasional other people. But it just aggravates me because they go, "Oh well, the Reds are going to take down the Cardinals. The Cardinals are going to suck every year now," and it just gets to my topic. My topic of the day is stupid sports fans. Stupid sports fans, and what I mean by that are like fans that they come in very different varieties. One is they hate a team when they're losing, and they love a team when they're winning. But they don't ever stay consistent. There are other people who, like, if their team loses, their life is over, or they hold grudges against teams that really we don't hold grudges against. Perfect example. Now, me, I'm a Red Sox fan. I like the Red Sox. I've liked the Red Sox not as long as I've liked the Cardinals, but I've grown to be a fan of the Red Sox. I got ridiculed because I like the Red Sox, and they beat us in the World Series in 2004. Okay? Great. They beat us in the World Series. Is there any other reason why we should hate them? No. Now, there are it goes like, well, there should be a rival. No, they're not our American League rivals. Our American League rivals are the Royals. That's because they're just they're 4 hours down Highway 70. It's just people just need to realize that there's like different degrees of sports fans. Like, you can be very loyal and not hate a team for their decisions. I mean, you can question them, but you're not going to hate them. Or I hate sports fans that like rag on players so they have like a bad season. Like, oh well, they suck, they're terrible. Well, here's the thing. There's a reason why they are on the field and you are in the stands. They're obviously good enough to be out there playing. You can't say that, this person sucks, he doesn't deserve to be out there. Well, he's out there, so he or she is obviously good enough to play. I mean, yeah, some players don't have a bad attitude, like Manny Ramirez. He's got a bad attitude, but he's obviously good enough to keep playing. I mean, yeah, some teams don't want to hold him, but he's still playing in the major leagues. So, he's obviously doing something right. He's winning games, and he's cashing in. You can't hold that against him. And you get those players, and you get those people that, like, okay, I really don't want to know if, like, and this is one guy in particular I used to talk to frequently. On a Blues game, he would constantly text what the score was. If someone scored, like, yay, 5-2, yay, 5-3, damn, now we're losing. I'm like, okay, I don't care. No one needs to know that. And you don't need to make public how mad you are at another team. You don't need to do that. And just, really the only time you can really get away with a rivalry is when you're in high school and when you're in college. And that's because, like, you're actually in this school. Yeah, you live in the city, but the thing is, like, you represent, like, if someone represents your school, you represent like everyone there. Like, rivalries, like the Duke and North Carolina, they live down Chapel Hill from each other, so they're like really close to each other. So they have a reason why to be rival schools. Kansas and Missouri, we're right next to each other, and we have the border war. But the thing is, we will forget, like, this is the definition of a true rivalry. A true rivalry would be like Celtics and Rangers over in Scotland, where, like, it goes back to the Catholics and Protestants, and people would get killed because if they rooted for that. If you were a Celtics fan and you walked into a Rangers bar, you would not walk out in one piece. You'd be broken and beaten and bloody. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't cheer for your own team. I'm not saying you shouldn't support them. But when you get players like Brandon Phillips who mouth off to the media about how much he doesn't like a team, and people think that's okay, that's a joke. And people are like, oh, well, fights are awesome to watch. That's so much, it adds entertainment to the sport. It really doesn't. I honestly pray for a day that there is one time where people don't have to constantly like look for a fight. If you want to watch a fight as a sport, watch boxing or mixed martial arts, UFC, stuff like that. Watch that then, because they're actually supposed to be fighting. Not in hockey, not in soccer, not in baseball. That stuff, it doesn't belong in professional sports. And baseball players, like, really, how many baseball players talk bad about another team openly to the media? Like Brandon Phillips. That's terrible. But you have Cincinnati fans claim that he's like a hero now. And Cueto made a bad decision by kicking into the crowd. I forgive him for that. That's just a kid being stupid. But you can't rag on another team. And when the season just starts, trust me, I getting comments on that video because, oh yeah, we're 4-7. It's 11 games out of a 162 game season. Now come on. And just, when you're being a sports fan, be reasonable. Don't hate a team when they're losing and love a team when they're winning. Love them either way. That's all I have to ask. Me personally, I stay out of sports because I really don't care that much about them, and I don't let my life get revolved around by them. I appreciate just playing the video games. That's what I do. You got to stop freaking letting sports revolve or make your life. I get it. You really like the team. You don't have to let everyone know that. Like, you get the sports fans. I grew up watching the Blues. I loved watching the Blues. I like the classic players. I grew up with Brett Hull, Al McInnes, Brendan Shanahan. I grew up with all those players. And I grew up with, Ozzie Smith at the back end of his career. I grew up with Mark McGwire before the whole scandal. I grew up with Albert Pujols when he first started. I grew up with these players. And I mean, I can honestly, if you're just getting in there, you can't act like you're, like you know everything about baseball when you really sometimes you don't. Just, all I have to ask is be reasonable, be smart, and just keep a level head when you're trying to root for a team, alright? And that's the topic for the day for me, and I will hear from you tomorrow, alright? Thank you. Bye.